Ancient Astronauts. Did Extraterrestrials Visit Earth? Part 1. The Mystery Begins. Good evening, dear listener. As you rest into your bed, let your muscles relax. Let your breathing slow. Let your thoughts become soft, quiet, and open. Tonight, we're going to travel far, not just across space, but across time. Close your eyes and picture the ancient world, a time before electricity, before machines, before modern science, a time of stone and fire, of stories passed by word of mouth, of monuments built with hands and mystery. Now imagine we were not alone. This is the idea behind the Ancient Astronaut Theory, that long ago beings from the stars may have visited Earth, and maybe, just maybe, they left something behind. It sounds like science fiction, but it's also a question, one that many have wondered for centuries. Why are there so many ancient structures we still can't fully explain? Why do stories from different cultures, across continents and oceans, speak of gods who descended from the sky? Why do carvings from thousands of years ago look like rockets, or astronauts, or flying machines? Coincidence? Imagination? Or could it be memory? In places like Egypt, Mexico, Mesopotamia, and Peru, massive stone structures rise from the earth, precise, aligned with the stars, and built with technology we still don't fully understand. The Great Pyramid, the Nazca lines, Stonehenge, Baalbek, Sumerian ziggurats, temples carved into mountains. And in these ancient places there are images, carvings, myths, beings with wings, with helmets, with rays of light around their heads, stories of gods who flew, who taught, who brought knowledge and fire from above. Some say these were just metaphors. Others believe they were real visitors, beings from the stars mistaken for gods. As you drift tonight, we won't say what's true or false. We're not here to prove. We're here to wonder, to ask, what if? What if we've been visited? What if we were never alone? Let that thought be gentle, not loud, just soft and curious. You don't need to decide. Just let the mystery carry you, like wind through tall grass, like starlight across a sleeping world. Part 2. Stories Written in Stone. Welcome back, dear dreamer. You're floating now, calm, unhurried. The edges of thought softening like waves lapping gently on an ancient shore. Tonight, let's drift further into the stone. Across Earth, in nearly every ancient culture, people left behind stories, not just in words, but in carvings, monuments, walls of temples and chambers of tombs, and sometimes the images they carved are strange, too strange. Winged discs in the sky, figures wearing helmets with tubes, objects that look eerily like spacecraft or machines, symbols that resemble antennas, rockets, even control panels. You might say, these are just symbols, art, metaphors. But what were they trying to show? In ancient Egypt, the temple walls show beings with elongated skulls, seated in floating boats. In Mesoamerican temples, gods are shown descending from the heavens in beams of light. In Sumer, some of the oldest texts on Earth describe gods called the Anunnaki, who came from the sky and gave mankind tools and knowledge. Were these just stories to explain natural things, Or were they memories of something more? What if ancient people saw something long ago that they couldn't explain? A craft in the sky, a being not of this earth, a voice that spoke in fire, or thunder, or light. To them, it may have seemed divine, but to us, looking back through the lens of modern knowledge, it raises questions. Were these really gods, or were they visitors? And if so, what did they want? To teach, to guide, to observe? We may never know for sure, but as you rest here, under the soft glow of your own sky, imagine what it might have felt like to stand on ancient ground, look up, and see something unfamiliar, something vast, something impossible, and to know in your heart that you were not alone. Let that feeling settle over you now, like the weight of the stars, like a secret written long ago in stone, still whispering through time. Part 3. The Sky Gods. Welcome back. You're still drifting deep in the quiet, where time feels slow and the stars above feel close enough to touch. Let's go higher now into the sky. Across nearly every ancient civilization, there are stories of gods who came from above. The Egyptians spoke of Ra, who sailed the sky in a golden ship. The Dogon people of Mali described beings from the Sirius star system, long before telescopes could even see it. The ancient Sumerians believed in the Anunnaki, celestial beings who came from the heavens to shape mankind. Even in Native American, Norse, Hindu, and Aboriginal traditions, there are tales of visitors from the sky, not just spirits, not just myths, but beings with knowledge, with power, with presence. Could they have been travelers? What if they came from another planet, another star system, another dimension even? It's not about proof tonight. It's about wonder. Imagine, just for a moment, a time long ago, a clear night, a quiet earth, and suddenly a light appears in the sky. Not a star, not the moon, but something moving, descending. You don't have words for it. You've never seen metal, never seen fire fly, so you call it a god. And maybe that's exactly what it felt like. To ancient eyes, technology would look like magic, and travelers from the stars would be more than men. They would be gods, the ones who taught, who warned, who promised to return. And maybe they left behind more than myths. Maybe they left hints, clues, stories buried in temples, symbols carved into cave walls, messages waiting for us to notice. So as you float here, under your own night sky, let your mind wander upward, not with fear, not with answers, just curiosity. What if they came? What if they're still watching? Or maybe, what if they never left? Let that thought settle like dust on ancient stone, soft, quiet, and full of possibility. Part 4. Technology Lost in Time. Welcome back, stargazer. You're still drifting deep into the mystery, where time folds like fabric and the past feels close enough to touch. Tonight, let's ask a quiet question. Did ancient people have help? Some of the structures they left behind still confuse engineers today. Stones cut so precisely they fit without mortar. Blocks weighing hundreds of tons moved without wheels. temples aligned perfectly with stars, solstices, and equinoxes. In Egypt, the Great Pyramid's sides align almost perfectly with true north. In Peru, stones at Sacsayhuaman fit together so tightly you can't slip a piece of paper between them. At Balabac, a single stone block weighs more than 1,000 tons, yet it was lifted into place. We marvel at these feats, but we don't fully understand them. Were they just incredibly skilled, or were they shown how? Some believe ancient astronauts may have shared knowledge, not just ideas, but tools, machines, methods, advanced technology disguised as divine instruction, a lens mistaken for a sacred stone, a flying craft described as a fiery bird, a generator remembered as a magical relic. To those who saw them, they were gifts from the gods. But what if they were something else? What if the visitors brought more than just presents? What if they brought power? Knowledge that helped early humans leap forward, build cities, map the stars, shape the world. And then, what if they left? Or what if we forgot? What if that knowledge was lost, not by force but by time? Buried under sand, swallowed by jungle, hidden in symbols we no longer understand. It wouldn't be the first time we've forgotten. History is full of lost things. So maybe, buried beneath the stories, is a memory of help from the stars. Let that idea rest in you, not as a conclusion, just a thought, that maybe we once stood beside something great, and one day we might remember. Part 5. The Return Promise. Welcome back, quiet traveler. You're floating now in the gentle rhythm of thought and silence. The sky is wide. The past is near. And tonight we ask, what if they promised to return? Across cultures and continents, stories tell of gods who left, not vanished, not destroyed, but departed with the promise of coming back. In the Andes, the god Viracocha was said to walk across the ocean, promising to return one day. In Mesoamerica, Quetzalcoatl sailed east, vowing to come again. In Sumer, the Anunnaki returned to the heavens, watching from above. In Egypt, Thoth was said to bring wisdom from the stars, and would do so again and again. The pattern appears: departure, but not disappearance. Some see these tales as symbols of renewal, others see them as literal descriptions of star visitors who left Earth and might return. And some believe they already have. Modern stories echo the ancient ones: lights in the sky, silent ships, strange visitors with knowledge beyond ours. Are they the same? Is it possible the gods of old were never gods at all, just travelers? And if so, are they still watching? Maybe their promise was not just to return in a ship. Maybe they've never really gone. Maybe they come back in cycles, quietly, carefully, at moments when the world needs reminding. Reminding that we're not alone, that we've been more than we remember, that the sky has always held secrets. So as you drift deeper now, breathing slowly, gently, imagine the night sky not as a ceiling, but a door, not empty, but full, and somewhere, out beyond it, someone is still keeping their promise. Part 6. Messages hidden in plain sight. Welcome back. You're deep now, still, resting in the quiet where truth and myth overlap, where wonder feels like a soft, steady breeze in the dark. Tonight we open another question. What if they left us messages? Not loud ones, not written in fire or carved in the sky, but quiet ones, hidden, disguised, waiting, maybe in art, maybe in symbols, maybe in the geometry of ancient places. Some believe ancient astronauts encoded their presence in the very design of what was left behind. Patterns that repeat across civilizations that supposedly never met. The flower of life carved into temple stones. Sacred spirals, perfect circles, golden ratios etched into walls, drawn in the sand. Star maps in the layout of pyramids. Celestial alignments in stone structures, same shapes, same numbers, same patterns, again and again. Were these just natural discoveries or clues? Imagine this. You are a traveler. You visit a young world. You cannot stay long, but you want them to remember. So you leave behind symbols, shapes, patterns that last. Things the earth cannot erase. And maybe those symbols speak to something inside us, something we recognize but don't fully understand, because maybe we were meant to find them later, in the quiet, when we were ready. Not proof, but invitation. To look closer, to wonder again, to feel the echo of something ancient and kind. So as you rest now, imagine the world as a canvas, covered with signs, waiting for quiet minds to notice. Maybe you're one of them, one of the few who sees the pattern in the stars and feels the presence between the lines. And maybe, just maybe, that's the message. Not that they were here, but that they're still here, in what was left, in what we feel, in what we're starting to remember. Part 7. The Watchers Above. Welcome back, dream traveler. You're far now, far from the noise, far from the ordinary, just floating, weightless, in the gentle idea that maybe something above has always been watching. Tonight we look to the sky, not just for answers, but for presence. Across history, people have spoken of watchers, silent observers in the heavens, not always seen, but somehow felt. Some called them angels, others messengers. Some say they were gods, or beings of light. But what if they were the same? What if they were visitors, not conquerors, not destroyers, just watchers, here to see how we grow, how we rise, how we remember? Some believe that certain events in history, great leaps in knowledge, unexplainable bursts of inspiration, were nudged from above, not forced, just guided. A whisper in the right ear, a dream that sparked a discovery, a light in the sky that changed how we saw everything, and sometimes a warning. There are stories of glowing ships seen before great disasters, of beings appearing in visions, warning of danger, of dreams shared by strangers who never met. Coincidence? Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe we are not only being watched, maybe we are being cared for, not like children, not like pets, but like something precious, like a seed still growing, watched gently, patiently, and if that's true, maybe we don't need proof. Maybe we just need to feel it. That quiet sense that when you look up at the night sky, someone looks back, not with judgment, not with fear, just with presence. So breathe now and rest. There is a sky above you, and maybe, just maybe, it's watching softly, kindly, waiting for you to remember what you already know. You are not alone. Part 8. The Whisper in the Genome. Welcome back. The night is deep now, the world quiet, and your breath soft and slow. Tonight we turn inward, not to the stars but to ourselves, because some believe the greatest clue of all isn't in the sky or in the stones. It's in us, inside our bodies, inside our cells, inside the code that builds us, DNA. The ancient astronaut theory doesn't stop at temples and flying discs. It also asks, what if they changed us? What if the visitors didn't just teach us how to build? What if they shaped who we are? Some stories say the gods created humans. Others say they modified us, took something already here and changed it. To think faster, to feel more, to become aware. Sumerian texts tell of sky beings who created humans as helpers. Other cultures speak of star people, gifting humanity fire, music, language. Science says our DNA is billions of years in the making, but parts of it, still unexplained, still mysterious. There are strands we don't fully understand, sequences that seem out of place. Could those be the fingerprints of something else? Not as proof, but as a whisper, a message not written in stone or sky, but in you. A quiet reminder that maybe your mind wasn't meant to stay small, that your imagination, this moment right now, this wonder you're feeling, maybe that's part of the design, not just to live, but to ask, to wonder, to feel the pull of the stars and think, I remember something. So as you breathe here now, resting in the quiet mystery of your own body, remember you carry the past inside you, not just of this world, maybe of others. And that knowing you feel, that's not noise, that's signal, something remembering through you. Part 9. The silence between the stars. Welcome back, dreamer. You're floating now in stillness. The kind of stillness that feels like the space between stars, vast, quiet, and full of invisible threads. Tonight, we step into that silence. Because if ancient astronauts did visit Earth, where are they now? Why is the sky so quiet? Why don't they speak to us openly? Maybe they already have, just not in the way we expect. Not in broadcasts or bright lights, but in the stories we tell, in the dreams we share, in the questions we can't stop asking. Sometimes the silence isn't absence. Sometimes it's permission. Permission to grow on our own, to look up and wonder, to become what they once were. Maybe they're waiting, not in hiding, but in patience. Maybe contact isn't something that happens to us. Maybe it's something we grow into, like a conversation that only begins when we're ready to listen. And maybe we're getting closer. Each time we look at the stars and feel something stir. Each time we ask, where did we come from? Each time we build something we once only dreamed. We move closer. Maybe that's why they came before, not to rule, not to fix, but to plant a seed. And now that seed is growing, in you, in your questions, in this moment, so let the silence be full, let it be sacred. You are not forgotten, you are unfolding, and when the time is right, the silence will speak, and you will remember. Part 10. You are the legacy. Welcome back, one last time. You've traveled far tonight, across centuries, across stars, across the quiet space between memory and imagination. Now, let's come home. Whether ancient astronauts truly came or not, whether they left messages in stone, in sky, or in our cells, there's one truth that echoes through it all. You're here now. You're part of the story. Because maybe the most important question isn't, did they come? But what do we do with the mystery they left behind? You see, mystery is a gift. It asks us to wonder, to reach, to look at the stars, not with fear but with longing, with memory, with awe. Maybe that's the real message, that we are meant to become the thing we search for, to be the ones who explore, to be the ones who watch kindly, to be the ones who leave behind light for others to find. And so the story continues. Through you, through your questions, through your curiosity. The stone temples may grow silent, the sky may stay quiet a little longer, but inside you there's still a signal, a call, a promise, a path forward. You are not just the dreamer, you are the dream continuing itself. You are the legacy of wonder, of stardust, of ancient light. So sleep now, knowing you are part of something vast, something kind, something still unfolding. And maybe, just maybe, they're still watching, not from above, but from within.